92.7 WOBM. Good morning, Shawn Michaels with you. And today we're talking Oscars, and famed critic Leonard Maltin joins us to talk about the best of 2016, or I guess the best of 2015, if you want to be precise. Leonard, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing today? So you got a big, busy weekend coming up, the Oscars. Where do you want to start? Tell us what are some of your highlights for this year's event.
Well, I guess the highlight, in many ways, will be the opening monologue by Chris Rock, because he's got to address the elephant in the room, the controversy that swirled around the Oscars this year. And I'm sure he's going to. I know he's going to. And will he be able to do it with enough humor and just enough edge to satisfy everybody? I think he can pull it off.
Do you think it's going to come across where everybody's going to be at ease, or do you think it's going to make for a night of, I wouldn't say tension, but just sort of a night of uneasiness? No,
that's it. I think part of his job is to defuse that. And if he does it successfully, everyone can just sit back and enjoy the show for what it is.
Yeah, okay. And once we get past that, then, on with the show. So looking at some of the categories, Best Actor, Best Actress, what are your thoughts on those two categories?
Well, everybody's been predicting Leonardo DiCaprio for the last 8 months before anybody saw a frame of that movie. But I don't think it's a sure thing that he should win it just because he hasn't won 4 times before. That's happened to so many actors, Al Pacino, Paul Newman, Jeff Bridges. Then they give it to them for the wrong movie because they feel guilty they haven't won it before.
Yeah.
But, Leonardo's still a young man. He's still got many great performances to go. And I don't think that's the reason to give it to him. He's fine in The Revenant. He gives a really good performance in The Revenant. But I'm rooting for Matt Damon.
Okay, Matt Damon in The Martian.
Yep.
All right. How about actress? What do you think?
Mind you, I think Leonardo's going to win, but I'm still rooting for Matt Damon.
Well, how about for actress? What do you think?
Well, again, based on the recent track record, it would be Brie Larson, who gave this breakout performance, or breakthrough performance this year in Room, a little movie that has, offers big rewards, most unusual film, and adapted by Emma Donoghue for her own best-selling book. It's a pretty unusual and pretty striking movie, and she is great in it. I became a fan of hers just a couple of years ago in a tiny little film called Short-Term 12 that I recommend to anybody. Just a movie that grabs you and won't let go. Wonderful.
Your money's on her then for the Oscar.
I think she's going to win it.
Okay, very good. How about for supporting actor? Is this Rocky's year?
Well, it seems to be. You never know till they open that envelope.
Yeah.
But it seems to be. Now, I always find supporting actor the toughest category because there's so many good, juicy supporting roles. And all 5 of those guys are terrific.
Yeah.
They're all great. And how do you choose just one?
Could this be, though, the last time Sylvester Stallone? Obviously, we don't know what he'll do in the future, but could this be the last time he could be in this situation that might have something to do with it, do you think, or no?
Sure it does. Of course it does. You can't ignore that. Yeah. I don't like the term sentimental favorite because it seems to imply that that's the only reason you're giving him the Oscar, what you've just been saying. Mm-hmm. But really, if he didn't give a terrific performance in Creed, we wouldn't be talking about him.
Right.
He did give a terrific performance, and I think he's earned that award.
How about supporting actress? Who you like?
I'm actually rooting for Kate Winslet and Steve Jobs. I think she's so good in that film. She's kind of the through line of that film in many ways. Along with the various actresses who play Steve Jobs' daughter. But Kate Winslet, I didn't even recognize her at first, I have to confess.
I guess it would be a nice night if Leonardo and Kate both win. They can both stand side by side, sort of reunited.
A great photo op, right?
Exactly. Finally, Best Picture. What are you taking for Best Picture this year, Leonard?
Well, The Revenant got the most nominations, 12 nominations. That means it has a lot of support. I am not a great fan of that movie. I felt pummeled, beat up by that movie, which is not my favorite thing to do.
It was an endurance race. It was a marathon. Yes, it was physical by the end.
I admire it. I respect it. It's a supremely well-made movie. But I'm rooting for Spotlight.
Okay.
That's one film that really got to me this year.
Excellent. Leonard, if folks want to find out more about what you're up to and how to follow you, how do they go about that?
Well, I'm on various street corners at different times of day, or you can follow me on Twitter at Leonard Maltin. You can find me online at leonardmaltin.com, and I'm on Facebook, too.
Enjoy the night with the Oscars. Thanks for your insight, as always, over the years. Loved all your work. Thanks for being with us and taking time, and have a great Oscar weekend.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Leonard Maltin, Oscars this weekend. We'll see how we make out with WOBM.